Welcome, welcome. Let's setting up. Make sure we have bandwidth on the Wi-Fi. Yep, we're all set up there. Okay, done. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Beautiful. Welcome to today's meditation. I am Rev Kari, and we are tracking today in a very specific meditation, very special meditation. I just want to take a moment for us. I guess we can just drop in. There's not a lot of um, preamble, if you will. As you all know, especially if you've been here, been tracking with me, been moving through the meditations, uh, we're always here to be working with the meta frequencies. And um, by today's title, you know that we're working the tree of life. And so much of that is about the greater construct of as we make our transition into new paradigm consciousness, the greater construct of what the greater picture is all about. Where are we going? What are we up to? How are we moving through that consciousness and into that consciousness? What chapters are closing? What timelines are ending? And how do we get carried from one cycle into the next? And so that is what our focus is for today, being able to easily allow ourselves to make these transitions because there is a renewal and a rebirth that happens within that. However, there's also a greater ontology, there's a greater wisdom, there's a greater birthing that's happening in the process of ourselves that gets to hold us, that gets to bring us through. And as we connect to that greater ontology, where it's like we become like that alchemization, if you will, that rebirthing that's happening, that regeneration, there's the word I want, that regeneration that's happening within the system, um, is simultaneously happening within the womb of that tree of life. And so that's the energetic we want to synchronize with today. We want to connect to today so that you're able to harness this renewal, as especially as we're holding this spring season. We're in heading into we just came through the Beltane, we just came through the sacred marriage cycle, this spring season, the um, greatest fertile energy of the year, where we're able to give the abundance, the cycle of abundance to the earth, to plant the seeds of renewal, to be connected to the seeds of renewal for the earth. And so, what I invite each of you to do is take a nice deep breath in and join me in this recycling, in this regeneration, not recycling, but this regeneration energy at both a greater capacity as well as in um, micro capacity, right? That inner personal capacity as well. And it's a big field and it's a personal field. So let's go ahead and start with our light link, as we always do. So bringing yourself into focus. It feels very expansive today, connecting to this massive tree of life energy. So, if you synchronize with the light link, and for those of you who are new coming in with us today, light link is always just connecting your consciousness, sending a cord of consciousness to the sun. And as we send that focus to the sun, imagining its warmth on your face. And as you feel its warmth on your face, allowing the warmth within inside of your heart and your mind to come to life, as though the sun is a mirror reflection. inside of you and of the light that is living inside of you, and feeling that dynamic oscillating, both the sun inside as well as the sun externally. And also feeling then the earth beneath your feet, the earth inside of you and the earth beneath you, oscillating between the two dimensions. This is our light link, feeling this dimensionality as we bring them into coherence, right? That is our role within the Metatron code, is creating dimensional coherence. So in this moment alone, you've just struck dimensional coherence on a fulcrum of truth. Truth being that you are light as you awaken that light within. And feeling the earth within you, the minerals within your bones, the waters within your cells. As the waters flow beneath the surface of the earth and in the ocean and in the moisture in the air, feeling it ebbing and flowing through you and to you and all around you. Taking a nice deep breath in here. As we call upon the forces, the powers of this beautiful tree of wisdom, this tree of life, named in all traditions. In particular, today, the energetic I'm feeling it in is the Celtic tradition. If any of you were going in a particular direction, dialing that Celtic tradition, that Celtic tree of life up, if you were wanting to fine tune it, if not, or if it's not relevant for you, doesn't matter. What I want to have you begin to feel are those waters becoming organized within your body, the streaming, the ebbing, the flowing, like the rivers that run, that cut through the earth. Similarly, streaming, ebbing, flowing, becoming organized within your body, within your vessel, but not so much like a river or a current, like the blood stream within your body, I guess would be the closest reference point if we're going to go into 3D, but as though there is a channel, a current, a river of energy flowing through your system, and seeing it meandering, not a straight channel, but just a meandering channel back and forth, winding its way through your body. In feeling yourself as you envision this river out across a landscape, across a beautiful horizon, recognizing that you're actually, even though you may see it moving across a field or a mountain or a valley, a mountainscape or a valley within a mountainscape, that it actually could be a vision moving through you as a great trunk, through your trunk of your body, as we observe it as you, the trunk of your body, as the trunk of the tree of life, holding and carrying, superimposed in this moment. And as you stretch your energy fields, feeling up into your shoulders, you can begin to feel the branches of the tree extending high into the ethers, reaching If your hair were to stand an end, and even deeper, your lungs were to open and dimensionally expand out, you could feel them reaching. And so much so that these two expressions, the lungs, the hair, while in physical form, could reach. We could imagine ribbons of energy also, like branches, streaming off of you, reaching for the cosmos. And connecting, if we come to Earth, synchronizing with the trees, wrapping these ribbons of energy, wrapping around the trees around you. But again, we want to come to the tree of life. Let yourself drop even more deeply dimensionally in and feel the vast mountain valley with that river meandering through it, much like the bloodstream moving through your body. And let yourself feel the branches reaching through the cosmos and the stars of the cosmos like leaves on the tree. Let your spine stretch to feel this expansion. Let the vertebrae find space in between to open yourself like taffy, almost stretching, feeling yourself unwinding like a phone cord, coil by coil by coil, opening up, cracking open as though you haven't been unwound like this in long time. It's almost as though when we allow ourselves to stretch like this, that river that is weaving back and forth in the mountain valley just becomes a nice, long, straight current or flow of energy, or it's gravity spinning into earth that puts the bend in things, that gives it its spinning nature. And as we feel ourselves stretching for our leaves to become the stars, we could even recognize that in this fragmentation, we are spiraled on an even greater, bigger spiral. Go ahead and wiggle through your spine. Let your density within your bones and your spine catch up. Let your brain stretch itself out. Let the congestion and the confusion and the doubt and the density of your mind be declogged, much like opening a dusty closet and all of the clutter falls out. Let it fall out in this moment. And whatever is not needed, drift off out into space to be recycled for greater purpose, to fall back into its own cosmology, out of your cosmology. Or we know in a moment we will come back into gravity, there will be a contraction. I believe if you're here, we've all played with those phone cords as kids enough to watch them snap back into place. We know how this goes. So just take a moment. Really let yourself feel that stretch. Focus in on the tailbone. Ooh, this is going to be good. Pull on your tailbone. Feel the stretch through your tailbone. Go ahead and find the energy around your tailbone. Imagine as though you have to reach up into your tailbone, into your coccyx, and dig around. Pull it out. Pull hard on it. Well, not hard in a painful way, but like really root it out of there. Most of us have energetic tailbones that have snapped up into our system. Let it, encourage it, coax it. That's what I meant by pull hard. Coax it out. Let it be fully expanded. Pour some golden light on it if it's feeling um, stuck, like rusty, like a gear that doesn't want to move. Tailbones like to spiral because they connect us and come up and through the earth. Go ahead and in this moment, as you envision working with your tailbone, not only uncurling it, go ahead and this may even seem painful. Bend your tailbone to neutral so it's straight once you have it uncurled. You know, think of the tailbone like a hose that, you know, how when you're like trying to wind a hose back up to put it away, and you almost have to like uncurl it to get it to wind and lay flat so it doesn't like loop up on itself and look all jumbled up. So it makes a nice perfect circle. I want you to take this tailbone that feels like it's jumbled up like the hose and start spinning it in the opposite direction of the curl, of the spin. This may seem and feel somewhat painful. Hmm. Tree of Life giving us a gift in this moment. Or with every completion of a chapter, our tailbone holds the history and the memory. Your tailbone has brought through all of your root, all of your lineage from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime to every incarnation. The tailbone is the access point, it is the docking station. Think about that and the significance, the bearing of that significance on this lifetime, on being here and knowing that you are experiencing a completion of significant magnitude, greater than probably the culmination of all lifetimes that you've lived in the last at least 5,000 years that you've come here for. And here you are consciously alive for this transition. And it is of greater magnitude for your soul. And you're here to make this leap consciously. And I'm not a gardener at all. I'm not an arborist, but I do understand the concept of either taking the seed or when we have a plant like bamboo or a sprig from like a fern. We can take it, we can take a shoot of it and pull it off and place it in water, and new roots will grow. And I think that is, in this moment, the lesson here from the tailbone is that there's a new energetic, a new regeneration that the tailbone is seeking to do. There's a new release. What do lizards do when they lose their tail? They grow new ones. The habit field remains. So it's almost as though we're being gifted through the tree of life this opportunity to let go of who we are, to let go of the junk in the closet that is useful, the data. I want to call it the data and the storage and everything else that was useful to have all of the files in the old paradigm. But the files and the heaviness and the need to process all of that is just, it's when you go on a trip, you pack light. And for where we're going in the Aquarian age and what we're going to be up to, we need to pack light. We need to be able to move fast and adapt and process so much energy. We don't need to be able to process density in the way we did. And so it's almost like in this moment, we're being gifted this opportunity. What I'm seeing in the disconnection with the tail is this opportunity to unhook that tail, disconnect, like spin your tail in the opposite direction. Step out of it, if you will, while feeling the essence of the tree of life all around you, the system holding you. Feel into the dream and the vision. For within you are these codes, the beauty, the gift. I like to call them, as was shown to me through the Divine Mother, through the consciousness, or gifts of life. That's why the sunflowers are in the background. Actually, we also have Shell Woman Turtle. She's nicknamed Maybell in the background. She was gifted to the altar here a year ago, found in the lake out back behind my home. Her shell found buried in the sands when the waters were low, and the lake behind my home. That gift of renewal, those codes that the great beings like the alligators and other significant ancient creatures that still walk this earth possess. Those codes that have not been altered within the genetic lines. That still, in some ways, find resonance. The habit fields at a primordial level still resonate within you and within me. When we feel into our tail, that habit field lives within each of us. And it is what ushers through our core primal Kundalini fields. So as you do this, we're never really leaving the field. It's where and how we connect to the greater system, to the tree of life. And so as you release from one dimension of consciousness, allowing yourself to step into and feel the new timeline, go ahead and just allow yourself to feel that new current, that new river come online. It's right there. And let your consciousness, your greater consciousness, your meta codes find those, that gator field within you, right? That reptilian force within your habit field, your spiritual codes, your spiritual DNA. Let it come to life and let yourself feel those deep roots of the tree of life activating as you release the old density and karma and make yourself into a new regenerated, energetic field, birthing for the next chapter, the expression, the potentiality, the giving of life. Taking a nice deep breath in, taking a nice exhale out, and allowing that force within you to reach, to pull deep from the earth, to feel that expansion in both directions, to feel the trees, leaves as the stars come through you and to you as you begin to feel that coil slowly start to wind back in, like the phone cords coming back into alignment. Slowly, 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 spooling back into perfection. This time, maybe with a different color, a different hue, maybe all luminescent and rainbow and light. Taking a nice deep breath in, exhaling out, letting yourself wind gently back in, starting to feel yourself rotate on your hips, on your pelvic floor, letting yourself rotate through the heart, through the shoulders, through the neck, letting yourself rotate through the ankles and the toes and the wrists, licking your lips and relaxing your jaw, claiming this field, letting yourself rotate through the tail and the belly, and letting yourself rotate in that field in the high mountain valley where the river ambles gently under the sun. And you feel yourself as the tree and letting yourself come back into your body and feeling the full ontology coming to life through you. feeling all of these worlds, all of these dimensions, alive and well, birthed, feeling the old chapters recycled, renewed, and feeling yourself regenerated and alive. As you take in a nice deep breath, making your way back into the room, back into the moment. Nice deep breath in, nice exhale out. Rolling the shoulders, stretching the arms up, making yourself stretching your physical body up into the expanse of this beautiful tree of life that you are as you draw it into your actual field right here in the physical space, shaking it all out. Welcome back. Namaste. So much love